Good morning, everyone. This is Tim Wilmot speaking from Wizard Systems. Thanks for joining me today for GoldMine 101, our regular series of GoldMine presentations, little snippets. And this morning, I'm going to focus on alarms, the alarms feature in GoldMine, how you can prioritize your activities. Now, this presentation will be quite short, about a quarter of an hour or so. It's just an overview of this feature, not meant to be in-depth training. My company, Wizard Systems, can offer many extensive training options should you need them. Now, on the call today, we've got people using all sorts of different versions of GoldMine. I'll be showing you the latest version, GoldMine Premium Edition, but much of what I mention is relevant to all versions of GoldMine. But please note that more recent releases of GoldMine, notably GoldMine Premium Edition, have got some significant improvements and more options on the way you handle your alarms. The audio part of this presentation is one way only. If you've got any questions, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to cover those at the end. It's probably best to type them in as soon as you think of them rather than wait till the end of the session. If any late questions come in, I'll most likely handle those by email after the presentation. By the way, I'll just give out your first name with the questions just to protect your identity. After this session, it will be recorded. You'll get an automatic email from our system with a link to recording, and we'll most likely post it to our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so let's get started. Just a brief mention about my company, Wizard Systems. We've been supplying GoldMine now for over a couple of decades. We're one of the top suppliers of GoldMine worldwide. We also can supply a number of specially selected add-on products around GoldMine, and we provide any kind of service around GoldMine as well. Implementation, consultancy, training. We can train you at your premises, our premises, or we'll do it online if you're not able to get to us or we're not able to get to you. And also the ongoing support as well. We've got a nice, friendly, responsive help desk service here, ready to sort out any queries that you've got. Okay, so let me dive into my demonstration copy of GoldMine and take you through the alarms feature. So here's what happens when an alarm pops up on your screen. Here's a couple of alarms that I created earlier, and very simply you'll be able to see in this window here those two alarms with some basic details of the activity type, the description, when it's due, and the name of the contact. Now, individually, you can handle these alarms individually. We've got these options. So off will turn off the alarm. It will not come back to you until you log out of GoldMine and log back in again. Snooze allows you to snooze it to some predetermined delay, or you can, using this option here, choose your own timing for that snooze. Ignore will ignore it for the number of minutes that you've stipulated in your options. I think the default is about 3 minutes, but we'll pop into options in a minute just to see what your normal ignore delay is. Suspend alarms will suspend alarms for this current session, and notes, show notes, will show the notes of the activity. Then down the bottom here, got a few more options. Delete will delete the activity. Complete will complete it if you've done it. You can see a few more grayed out options there. And then view contact, obviously jump to that contact record. So I'm just going to ignore these two little alarms here. Now, how you create an alarm, dead simple. Any activity that you create in GoldMine, whether it be a call, meeting, action, has the alarm option. There it is down there. So let me just pop in a new activity here. And we've got the name of the user who is going to get this alarm. Obviously, when we schedule it for another user, that user is going to get the alarm, not you. Then we can schedule the alarm. It will default to the time of the activity. And then just next to the alarm checkbox, we've got a little drop down list there of all the various timings, so you can select the relevant time there. Let's just suspend those alarms there. So I put in my time and schedule that. Job done. That will now pop up at the predetermined time. As regards your options, how you define how your alarms will work for you, well, pop into your options and there should be an alarms tab. And these are pretty much the defaults here. So we've got disable alarms, obviously, pop-up alarms, scan for alarms every X number of seconds. You can also get a taskbar notification of your alarms down in the bottom right-hand corner. Here's the ignore option. So when you click on that ignore button, the alarms are going to go away temporarily for 3 minutes. The paging option, in my experience, is very little used in the UK, but you may want to try it there if anyone does still use a pager. You can also attach a sound, a WAV file or something similar, so that you've got an audible alert to your alarms as well. Then you've got a Gold Alarm icon on your desktop, and also you can run Gold Alarm without running GoldMine proper. You can actually run Gold Alarm when Windows starts up, so you're sort of running those alarms in the background there. Another way of seeing all of your current alarms right now is to go to your activity list, and this in the top left hand corner here, this in the open activities section, just a few sections down here, we've got this alarmed area. So that's where you can see, well, I've got 3 alarms currently scheduled, and that's a way of managing all those alarms there. So there we are, a quick run through alarms, scheduling, managing, sorting out your options as well. Don't overdo it with alarms. We have seen some clients that really go overboard on alarms and alarm every single activity, and it can soon get tedious, and the danger is then that you miss those really important activities. So use that alarm feature wisely. Okay, let's just close down that session and we'll pop back to our question area now. If you've got any questions, please type them in. If you try and keep them relevant to our topic this morning, alarms or activities, I'll do my best to answer your questions. So first question from Ian: how can you manage a backlog of standard alarms? You can suspend alarms, but when you've done that, you have to restart to activate those alarms again. Ian, you may be using an older version of GoldMine there. With the newer version, you actually handle the alarms individually. It's one of the great improvements of the later version or later versions of GoldMine. Older version 6 standard edition of GoldMine had basically when you saw your alarms, they were all handled together, not individually, as I've just shown you today. Next question from Jay: can you link the GoldMine calendar with Outlook? Yes, you can. There's 2 options here. There is a synchronization option with GoldMine, an Outlook synchronization option provided with GoldMine, so that when you're logged into GoldMine, when you schedule an activity, a meeting, a task, that can be synchronized with your local Outlook copy, and vice versa as well. A more elegant solution is with an add-on that we supply called Riva, which allows you to, if you're using Exchange there, Jay, you can actually link the GoldMine calendar with Outlook in a more automatic way, so that the whole operation is handled at the server end, if you like, rather than the individual workstations. It's a more efficient way of running that integration. Another question from Ian: is there a way of printing off names of contacts in the database? Yes, again with more up-to-date versions of GoldMine, where you see, for example, where you see your contact list when you're doing a search for contacts, when you see your contact list and all of your contacts, you can right-click there and print out or output to Excel or clipboard or Word. That's one option. You could also run a report. You could also export all of your contacts in a number of different database formats to some other file format. Next question from Brendan. How can you see somebody else's alarms? That would be in the activity list, Brendan. You go to the activity list, click on alarms, and right at the top of your screen, you'll see a username. Your username will be there. Just click on the drop-down list and you'll be able to pick another user, provided, of course, in the access rights of GoldMine, you're able to see that other user. You can, in GoldMine, restrict how users can see other people's activities if you wish. The default is everything's open, so we can all see that information. Okay, just check. I'll just check for any other questions here. Don't think there's any more coming through. So just to summarize what we've gone through alarms today, check your options out. The lead time for the warnings, don't overuse those as well. Just some updates for you while I have you on the line. We have a GoldMine hotfix due out this week, scheduled for October the 9th, our regular monthly updates to GoldMine if you've got a GoldMine maintenance contract. We've got a GoldMine introduction training course on 20th of October, great for any new starters. So please contact me if you want any more information on that or pricing. And also, please, if you've got any good suggestions for future topics that typically would just take up 10 minutes, quarter of an hour for us to go through there with you, please email that to me, Tim Wilmot, or my email address, tim@wizard-systems.com. Okay, well, thanks very much for your time today. If there are any late questions coming through there, I'll do my best to answer those via email. And watch out for our next invitation for next week's webinar, probably going out Friday or next Monday. Thanks very much and have a nice day.